I want to show you the 3 S of what? Content. Whether spoken or written content. Right? What makes your content stand out? Whenever you're called to speak, what makes it stand out? Whenever you are writing, what makes it stand out? I've used it on you. That's why you're feeling me. So are you feeling me?
Yes.
Fantastic. So what are the 3 S? Let me show you. Somebody say, show me.
Show me.
The first one is story. Every content you put, it resonates with the story. How many of you like the stories I write? My posts that do the best are the ones I attach stories to it. And some people think it's because of I want to write story. See, the human mind connects stories. The best brands sell with stories. You remember that video advert, Indomie? Indomie. Dun, 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 dun. How many of you were born? Some people are still young. They don't know that advert. Ginny, do you know that advert? You are sure? Sure you were grown that time. Right? Why? They say some children were playing outside. I said, we are hungry. Right? They said, let's go home. Then when they went home, the mother had cooked what? She said, don't worry, I have something in the kitchen. Then the aroma. So what was the message? They passed the story that anytime a child is hungry, go and what? Look for what? So that's why when your child is not hungry, he's now thinking about the adverts. Why? Story sells. Story what? Sells. You must learn to tell. When I came up here, what was the first thing I did? What was the first thing I did? I told you a story. That's why I held you. I told you a story of far back as 2012. And for those of you who know my presentation style, you know. What's my introduction? My name is Andrew Ogbe. I'm a retired school teacher and an underachiever. I was born in a family of 8. I know my story. You know your story. If you want to communicate your business, your passion more, you must learn to tell your story. I tell you the truth. If you learn to tell your story, your income will double. Why? Because, like I said, we are emotional beings. Leo said it. He said we buy with emotion and try to justify with what? Logic. Connect with people with stories. So, a content that has story attached, even if you are communicating to your team members and you are putting stories inside, that is why soap operas sell. They tell what? Stories. Love movies. There are stories attached. And the best marketers in life, in anything, the best salesmen are people who can communicate stories with stories. Tell a story using graphics, using video, using write-ups. Anytime you are called to speak, your content should have a story. Second thing is statistics. I used it on you. I told you 25% of this did this, 75% of this. Do you know why? Statistics make people think, oh, that means if 25%, am I among the 25%? So I've been doing like this. No, I'll be like this. It makes you make a decision. Statistics. In your presentation, so you are presenting an opportunity, use statistics, use story. And you know, you don't always have to tell, your story don't have to be beautiful. That's what people don't understand. You don't have to have a perfect story. You know, people like to gossip. We just want to hear that gem story. What happened? And you must find this way to connect your story to what you want to say. If you can't connect your story, find somebody else's story. Period. If you don't know what to say, let's say some of you had perfect lives. You never know. Tell us the story of your perfect life. How you grew up and your life was straight. You didn't make any mistake in life. Tell us. We want to know how perfect you are. Tell us. And if you can't tell your story, tell someone else's story. If you listen to the greatest speakers of the world, right, orators of the world, there are people who could tell stories. They could use stories to paint picture. Think of Martin Luther King. I have a dream. We can't forget that speech today. There was a story behind it. He told us, he painted a picture with his words. And you see, the people who can do that captivate more interest. Then statistics. Statistics. Tell us that 75% of young people in the world are poor. Only 50% are rich, according to World Health. Tell us something. Even if you just don't make it up. But you can find these things online. You can just go on Google and type. Statistics make people think. So when you write, when you speak, add statistics. It makes your content stand out. Then last thing is what? A startling statement. I used it. What did I do? I told you Jesus said. A startling statement. Tell us. I told you Robert Kiyosaki's statement. And it hits you hard. Give us a startling statement. So these are the 3 years of content.